everything visually.
Yeah.
Like from just looking at the stuff mentioned on GQ and just who you present, how you present yourself as an artist, man. It's breathtaking, and it's something that I truly appreciate. Just being a musician and being able to see that, and it's like. Then you listen to the musicality coming into place, and it's like, yo, we can do piano like that.
Yeah.
Fam, welcome to the crossover, and thank you very much.
Yo, man, thanks for having me. It's really a pleasure to come through. I heard today was your last show, so I really feel honored, man.
Yes,
for real,
yes.
For real. Yeah.
So where do we begin? Like, obviously the journey now brings us to Vuka.
Yeah.
And before we get into that, you know, the musicality, and obviously it's still the same journey, like, you know, those Afrofusion, very soulful as well, and bringing in various new elements into the music. Let's take it to the top. For people that don't know you,
Sure.
Where does the journey begin, and where are we at right now?
Yeah. So my journey begins 16245, Snaba Street, Davidton, Ekurhuleni, you know. Man, like, I was fortunate enough to be brought up in a household where music was a thing, you know. My mom is a music lover, like a huge music lover. So she would take me to church with her, and I feel like I repeat the story all the time, but
yes,
it's what it is, you know. So every time I think about it, I'm like, yo, this is somebody who played like a huge role in who I am today. So she used to take me to church with her, and I eventually joined the choir at the age of like 12, you know. Started my voice training. High school, recorded my first track in grade 10, then started making my own beats somewhere around there as well. And then I think eventually then decided, no, this is what I want to do, you know. And I think from that decision then I went on to study a bit of sound engineering, you know, and then getting into the industry, songwriting for people. I songwrote, like, I mean, I songwrote for a couple of people, man.
Yes.
I know I songwrote for Speedy at some point, Uhuru, Umawami. Which other joint? Worked with Oskiro, a couple of people.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Oh, my is like
I remember the one with WizKid as well. The remix, yeah.
Oh snap!
Sure.
Oh snap, sir.
So we were songwriting for a bit, and then eventually started working with the East African guys, Mr. Rands and Nairas at some point. I worked with him, and like. That was all a journey of discovery for me, you know, because I mean I'm still getting my feet wet, trying to find my place in the world, you know. And what we're hearing today, which is from Molo, dark skinned girl, Kawe, right up to Vuka, where we are now, it's really, a journey of a guy who came in somewhere trying to find his identity. He already had an identity, mind you.
Yes.
But I think at that point, when I came in, it was, who do I want to be, you know? How do I become, you know? And what you have today then, I think, is not the final product. It's still me coming out of my cocoon and saying, okay, like, guys, I'm embracing this person now, and this is the message that I have to share with the world. And mind you, this is like, I think the songs that I've counted now being Kawe, Vuka, Dark Skin Girl, and Molo. Those are songs that I released on my own capacity, as in I'm willing to stand on my own, you know. So really, Jst Sako, a guy from the East Rand, who was very passionate about music, and very grateful and honored and blessed to be where I am today.
Shout out. Shout out, man. Which is a weird question, like, what's in the water in the East? Because, like, there's a lot of, like, musical talent that side.
Sure.
Now, big shout out. I mean, like, you mentioned the whole sound engineering aspect. Like, I went to, I was at AAC with Pretty Ugly, and I started like, I was like, oh, look, there's a thing in the East, you know.
Sure.
And I remember from first introduction, I was like, okay, cool, this guy's a rapper. And then, you know, then I heard the music, and it was just like, there's more than meets the eye. And now you mentioned, you know, the singer-songwriter aspect of things, and it makes sense that only at this particular moment in time that now, you know, Jst Sako makes sense as a brand, as a musician, because all those, like, you know, those are your practice rounds.
Facts.
And that's beautiful practice rounds. You were writing for big people like
that
as well.
Bro, but I mean, also, like I'm saying, it's like the grace to be in that position, man.
Yeah.
Like, I always say I used to spend hours at Oskilo's house. Like, he'd leave for a gig, and then come back at like 6 in the morning, you know, and me and his son would be in the studio busy working, you know, and being in that space actually enabled me to meet other guys like Boma Porisa from a very young stage, you know, so even some of the sounds that I'm actually now, like, I guess, been shooting as a musician, you can tell that there's a journey that this guy was on, you know, and for somebody who probably doesn't really understand where I started, it's like, yo, when, how did this guy become who he is now, you know? But it's been a long journey of R&B, Afro soul, hip hop, you know. Yo, dude, I could say a lot about the people I've worked with, but it's really been a blessing, man.
And it's really about you. So I wanna talk about, let's say, the pressures of being you, based off of what you've gone through. And you've mentioned some powerful names, like literally right from the beginning of the interview till this very moment. Do people ever feel like you should be further in your career? Do you ever feel that way? Say, okay, cool, because I know Spanibane, because like, you know, I've worked with X, Y, and Z, I've worked on these particular projects, I should be further than where I'm at.
I think that's a real question, man, because I think, a lot of people don't speak about that. They don't speak about, man, had I stuck with this person, I'd be here today. You know, I do have those moments, or I had those moments then. Now they don't exist at all. You know? I'm at a point where I've grown into my own skin, and I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I'm like, yo, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, this is my journey, right? But it is normal, like it was normal, I guess, at the time when I was working with certain people, where I had beliefs and expectations that, okay, cool, I'm working with this cat, this is what's going to happen, you know, this is how we're going to win, you know, but when your journey is your journey, bro, like I can never look, for instance, at other people in the industry or some of my peers and be like, yo, this guy, he's at that level now, you know. Some people, unfortunately or fortunately, have to be the sacrificial lambs to open the door for other people to come in, you know. So for me, I've learned to respect time, you know, and you know, time for me is one of those things when I look back, I'm like, okay, cool, what were we doing 5 years ago? Are we doing the same thing we were doing 5 years ago? And I can honestly say no, you know, and that makes me happy, because if I would look back and be like, yo, I'm still doing the same thing 5 years, it means I'm going in circles, you know? So everybody doesn't grow like the same way, bro. Like some people like would walk before they crawl. You know, or some people don't even, you know, walk until a certain age or speak until a certain age. Doesn't mean that they slow or they dumb, or it just means that their process is different. Like their journey is different. And if people can appreciate that about themselves, that, yo, I'm unique, you know. I mean, let me tell you, I'm glad I didn't maybe become who I am then. Because also there are also life lessons that go into becoming who you are. My story is important, bro. Like, I'll tell you, I wake up every day and I tell myself, yo, dude, you matter, you know? Your story matters. Where you come from matters, you know? You might look like something different now, but you're coming from somewhere else. And that's the story you get to share with people, that, yo, dudes, once upon a time it was like this, you know? And now it's like this. It's not where we want to be, but let's appreciate the fact that we've come this far, you know? So you have those days, man. Like, I think anyone who's anyone in any field feels that way. Like, you know, I should have gotten that job promotion. I should have, you know? But does that mean you're not worthy?
I feel like right now that was just like the prelude of Vuka. Like, in a nutshell. You know, take us through that journey, and we're definitely going to introduce the song to the crossover listeners and TransAfrica Radio for the first time. What's that journey like? The inspiration to inspire. Tell me about that story.
Joe, I want to know things, you know. Let's be honest. Like, the past 2 years have literally ripped the veil from a lot of people's eyes, where it's like, yo, this is the reality. The fact is, I've always been in the same position. It's just that there was too much clatter for me to notice. But ever since they gave us lockdown, everybody had time to go be with their thoughts. And be like, yo, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what are my conversations? Why do my conversations matter? You know, am I growing at a rapid pace? Am I even growing at all? You know, so when I wrote Vuka, it was from that aspect of endanganichita, you know, and nyabloma na manyamachita. But what's our conversation? Yo, dog, hey, that girl last week, dog, when we went to go, hey. Or is it, yo, man, how's your mom doing? How's that project that you're trying to do for her coming, like, at home? Are you winning? Yo, is your business growing? Yo, do you need capital? Because I'm looking for money to throw somewhere. And then that's when a lot of people realize that they've thrown money into the wrong things. They haven't invested in the... You know, we always have this conversation about black people don't invest in each other. That's exactly what Vuka is about. Vuka. You know, I might have a couple of grands in my account, but it doesn't mean it's always going to be there. You understand what I'm saying? Unless I wake up and think wisely. Am I going to go give it to... I'm not saying I have an issue with other ethnic groups, but I'm saying the black person... Yes. We've never really invested in each other the way we're supposed to, the way we're meant to. And that structure, like, of not investing in each other, that foundation of not, like, helping each other out in terms of growth, in terms of, I guess, just being people, humility, has put us in a position where we've got self-hate. We don't appreciate each other. I don't appreciate... I could walk down the road and see him and be like, you know what I'm saying? Is there anything else that we can really sit down and talk about and encourage each other to, like, look to? Like, yo, guys, let's buy a McDonald's together. There's guys who bought a McDonald's together, and I saw that on Facebook. I was like, see what I'm talking about. I might not have the capital to, like, the entire capital to do it. But between 5 friends who have different family members and have a vision and have a goal, we can do it.
Definitely indeed, man.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, that wise man was you, right? No, I definitely knew that I was gonna get so much from this interview, and bro, I truly appreciate it. We're gonna play you guys Vuka, first time listen, first time play here on TransAfrica Radio, Station of the Gods, One Voice, One Africa. Africa, Vuka, Jst Sako is in the building. Let us know what you guys think, man. 011 44 77 176. Otherwise, let's go. Ooh, that was nice. That was nice.
Young performance. Pims, you know who's singing here?
What?
Ask him.
Shut up. Hey, what's
Come back. seems that he doesn't believe.
Oh my word! Talk about a hustler's anthem, man. Written, composed, and produced by Jst Sako. Vuka is a song that has a very strong narrative that speaks on the importance of the hustle as a person of color in Africa. But it even goes further, like, you know, like literally just listening to the lyrics now.
Sure.
You've like literally depicted every single situation in the townships.
Sure.
And I was like, I know someone like that. I know, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because I also know what it takes to be able to detach from that.
Yeah.
Like, what's that personal story that really inspired you to be like, you know what? I need this. People need this song. And I know people need the song, but why did you feel like people need this song?
Like you said, man, like it's personal, man. Like life changed for a lot of people. A lot of people that I know too, you know. There's a homie of mine, Usbu, shout out to him. You know, I saw my homie hustling for like a job for like, I think a straight 3 months, man. A straight 3 months. And this guy is dedicated, Joe. Yeah, I'm one of them down. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure my pops is good. I want to make sure that I can take care of myself. And I've watched a lot of people not be able to take care of themselves the way they want to, including myself. You know, there's certain things that I had to cut back on in my life, you know. And when I look back and I'm like, what's the conversation to have now? Is the conversation to have now supposed to be narrow? Should it only be about how we should put Savannah on our head? And you know,
Yeah.
like, do we really have a reason to celebrate? And not saying that there are people who aren't like in a position to celebrate, but I'm saying like, for 7 to 8 hours just to make sure that she's going to feed her family. You know what I'm saying? There's the outie, what's that scooter thing that they use?
Oh, yes.
Like cans and all of that.
Yes.
That's it. That's what I'm gonna go do, Fanda. So that I can go away that stuff, go back to the crib, and pay something.
Bro, no, definitely, man. Definitely needed. And you spoke about, obviously, like, you know, putting Savannah's on top of the head.
Sure.
And usually that's, you know, attributed to Beyond.
Sure.
But in this, you know, this picture, this beautiful picture that you've like depicted.
Sure.
You giving us such a very strong message, you know, but within a vibe.
Sure.
Like, was the choice in matching that songwriting with, you know, something that's as relatable as right now, which is piano? Like,
Sure.
Was that a conscious choice, or was it something that, you know what, I have this beat, I've been trying to write to it, or
Sure.
how did you go about that process?
So my point was always to create a sound. Like, I'm very big on sound. Like, it might not be the piano, or it might not be the Afro pop, but I mean, like, I do it intentionally. There's a reason why I do it, because, like I said, my voice matters, my story matters, and for you to pick your head up somewhere in Groovin and you're like having your drink there, and this song comes on, for you to raise your head and be like, yo, I need to Shazam this, it needs to come through as authentic as possible. You understand? And that, like I said, that was very intentional for me. I wanted you to dance to your motivation. You know, like what you tell yourself in your head. You know, I wanted you to dance to your pain. So that's exactly what this is meant to do. You know, okay, you know what? Like, this guy is saying Vuka, but at the same time, why aren't you doing anything about it?
Aware.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was very intentional. Okay, I know. It's fine. This is what's going on in my life right now. But tomorrow I'll wake up and move differently. You know?
Yes.
So everything about the sound was very intentional. And I think it's going to be well received, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, piano relates to a sound that basically doesn't carry a message. But we are seeing vocalists come through strongly now, you know? And I respect every vocalist or every, I guess, my piano rapper in the game because all of them are telling their own story. You know, I was going crazy about Zuma just last week. There's a song that they released, was it Messiah?
Okay.
You know? And I was listening to what this guy was saying there on that verse, and I was like, yo, like, you understand what I'm saying? So that's where it is, you know. Africans are about the drums, we are about the percussions, we are about, you understand what I'm saying? Just because it's going doesn't mean it doesn't make you feel like,
and we storytellers by heart.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think that infusion of storytelling, the sound, which also comes through a bit jazzy. Shout out to Semba and who played the saxophone on the song.
I was actually about to ask, like, now that we have like the messaging, we have the backstory of the record, the Vuka, like in terms of like that session, that production, because now I'm hearing people that I never knew they were vocalists. I'm not going to mention, but I'm like, this was a definite team effort, and it definitely does come across as, you know, we worked on this, and we had an intention of making a good, solid record, and that's what you guys did. So tell me about the production, how those sound elements, because I know that you'll spaz out on that and tell us about the little snares and everything.
Sure.
Do you, my G? Tell us.
I think remember now I'm working on a full body of work.
Yes.
And this is a project I've been on for like 8 months. So there's a Vuka before this actual Vuka.
Oh snap.
Excuse me, yeah. And I think maybe we'll try get it to you right now so that you can maybe play out with it. I don't know.
Okay.
I think we might.
Okay.
So I got the band together when I did the first Vuka, like which was my keyboard player, my guitar player, you know, and I got them in one room and I was like, okay guys, we're about to create what I think is gonna be the sound for next year, in my belief. And looking at the forecast, that's where it's going. Yeah. You know, and then we messed with real sounds. And my appreciation is for somebody who plays from the heart. You know, sometimes when we use these production systems, it's always a loop, a 4-bar loop. And then it's like, okay, like it's a loop of something that you hear continuously. But with the creation of this song, I wanted there to be an element of like, with any other music that you're going to hear coming from me now, you know, I want you to hear somebody play from their hearts. I want you to hear somebody give their all to a song because they are also feeling it in that session. That session was nothing short of amazing, man. Like, trust me, because the team, like, we had people who jumped on and started doing vibes there, you know, and it was like, yo, like, this is working. You know, it was a collaborative effort for real. You know? And when we sat down and we listened to the song, we're like, yo, we've got something powerful here. And a decision was made right there on the spot that we're shooting the music video 2 weeks from now, actually. Oh. I think the week, actually, not even 2 weeks, like a week from when the song was completed. So that can already tell you what the atmosphere in the room was, from just a production element right down to the songwriting, you know, right down to the mixing of the song. How do we want these voices to be heard? You know, so everything that was put into the song was really, 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 really intentional, you know? And we had the hopes that, okay, it's different, but because of the message and just how the song sits comfortably on the sound, they want to appreciate it because it's real.
No, definitely indeed. Let's talk about some of the things that you mentioned. Obviously, there's a project coming out.
Sure.
Are we still locked on October? Because I don't want us to get us too excited, and then you're like, gents, you know what? The way the summer's set up right now, we're looking at February. Sure. Are we getting a project October?
I think I'll give you guys an EP.
Okay.
October. Like, I'm debating with myself because the album is ready.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted. It is ready. The reason for pushing it back would only be coming from management and obviously like where we are, like in terms of positioning with what we've got going on right now, which is Vuka, you know. So I'd want someone to really sit down and listen to the album and appreciate it. You know, I don't think that I don't think from a personal view I'd be doing it justice if I just threw it out there. You know. So we just threw out Vuka. We're gonna throw out the music video in about 2 weeks.
Oh snap!
And then from there, then we'll be able to say, okay, cool. Like, what are the cool things that we can do before we actually feed people a full body of work? You know.
No way.
So remember, this is a project that has 12 songs, but it doesn't mean it was just those 12 songs. There's like 16 other joints that were like created for this particular project that it was hard for me to even say, yo, is this gonna make it in or not?
Had my chance, yeah.
So for me to be able to package that up and say, okay, let's give them 6 tracks to kind of like a starter for them to just nibble on, and then we give them a full project. It could happen like anyway, bro.
Nowhere.
It can happen anyway, but definitely we are looking into dropping the album. It could be next month. Could be pushed back, but definitely next month something is going to be getting to the people.
You're definitely working hard. I mean, there was obviously like you've doing like the Espresso show. Sure. I saw that as well. Sure. And before we play it out one more time, Vuka, what's next? Obviously, there's the music video coming through, but is there anything else that you're currently busy with? Is there any upcoming performances? And where can people get a hold of you?
Alright, so right now, you know, it's a bit tricky with the performances because I'm one of those gents that haven't gotten my vax yet. I'm still contemplating that for personal reasons.
Yes.
I'm not saying don't take it, guys.
We are human beings. It's definitely,
but I am looking at creating an experience. We're looking at like creating a pop-up experience in the hood, you know, in Gazi. So maybe we'll go to someone's backyard, have like 20 people there, and we just rock out, go to the next street, do the same thing. So I am looking at like doing really cool stuff just for Rikasi, because that's the people that are gonna like resonate with the message, because it's for them anyway. So we'll look at how we'll customize the shows just to accommodate them, and make sure that I'm also in touch with them, because I'm not gonna lie, like I love people, dude. Like I love people so much. So I just want to be on the streets talking, just even for conversations, you know. So if you want to catch up with me, you can also just catch me on Twitter and Instagram. It's Jst Sako, and then on Facebook it's Jst Sako. Throw me a DM, dude. Like, but hey guys, Joe, I always I'm like, guys, please send me the right DMs. Akibatli notes, please.
Okay.
Like, please, like the right ones, you know, because I'm interested in talking to people and finding out how they're doing from a mental health point of view, from an emotional point of view. There's a lady that I talk to from time to time, Munguli. We've never met each other, you know, but she'll always tell me about her son who has autism, and you know, tell me about actually both her sons, but one of them is like ill, you know, and she's a single mom. And it's like, yo, how you doing? How you holding up? You know, and she'll always tell me, no, my sons are doing good at school.
Wow,
and we've never met, you know, and that's authentic, that's real, you know. So if like someone wants to have a chat really about life, about anything, I'm always open to learning from people, and as much as they might be like willing to learn from me. So that's what's up.
Shout out. A human being before the artist. I like that. I really truly appreciate that. I think it's a rare breed, and it's nice to see that, you know, time and time again. And of course, the people that are going to be DM you, also please listen to the music. It's available on Apple Music, iTunes Store, Spotify, Deezer, Jukes, YouTube Music, Tidal, Amazon Music. The vibes. So do the right thing. Download, stream, and I'm assuming they should probably listen to the song every morning.
Yeah, every morning. It's definitely like treat it like a prayer. After you do the real prayer.
No, that's definitely what I'm going to be doing, man. And I just want to say thank you so much. It's been an honor on my side. I definitely selected the right artist to sign out the crossover with. Truly appreciate it, bro.
No, I appreciate you, man, and really good luck for anything else you'll be getting into in the future, bro. Vuka, Panda, Pusha, nothing can stop you.
So we're going to be signing out one more time. Jst Sako in the building, man. Vuka, do the right thing. Get this number. It is available. It is for you, the hustler, the everyday hustler. Africa, Vuka. Big shout out.